If you've been sober for a while and still feel like something's missing in your life, I know exactly what that feels like because the same thing happened to me. And don't get me wrong, my life got a hell of a lot better once I stopped drinking. But after a while, I started to realize that I still felt completely empty inside. And it was really fucking confusing because I did what I was supposed to do. I stopped drinking. My life was better in so many ways. So why did I still feel so lost? And I think I eventually realized that getting sober was great. And for the first time in my life, I actually had the clarity to see my life for what it was now. But getting sober didn't automatically fix all the underlying shit that I've been avoiding for years. Now I actually had to start looking at myself and figuring things out. Like, who am I now without the drugs and alcohol? What do I actually like to do for fun? What makes me happy? What matters to me? And what kind of person do I want to be now? And I'd never really taken the time to figure that shit out because honestly, for most of my life, I was either drinking, using drugs, or finding some other way of escaping myself. And honestly, even after I stopped drinking, I continued smoking pot for years. I was still trying to escape my uncomfortable emotions. I just found different ways to do it. I'd stuff my face with junk food, fast food, candy, chocolate, chips, ice cream, you name it. I wasn't drinking anymore, but I was still escaping my life instead of dealing with it. And I think a lot of people go through this after they get sober, whether it's work, social media, going to the gym, or just constantly staying busy so you don't have to deal with all the stuff that you've been avoiding. And eventually I realized that no one was coming to save me. I had to start asking myself some really uncomfortable questions like, who am I now? What matters to me? What kind of husband do I want to be? What kind of father do I want to be? What kind of person do I want to become? And what do I actually want my life to look like now? And this is the part that's actually exciting. Once you get sober, you finally have the opportunity to start figuring this shit out. You don't have to keep living as the same person you were when you were drinking. You get to figure out who you are now. You get to rebuild trust in your life. You get to figure out what matters to you and where you actually want your life to go. So if you're sober and still feeling lost or like something is missing in your life, that's totally normal because getting sober isn't the finish line. It's actually just the starting point. Now you get to finally figure out who you are and start building a life that you actually want. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, but how the hell do I actually figure out who I am and what I want? And this is exactly why I created Stress-Free Sobriety. It's my private community on Skool where we do this work together, figuring out who we are, breaking old patterns, building self-trust, finding direction, and actually starting to build your new life. So if this sounds exactly like what you need right now, I'm going to put the link in the description so you can check it out.